welcome to the channel for my Premier League predictions. Game week 21, we are back from the New Year break, and this weekend is going to be an exciting weekend. I'm expecting to get a whole lot of matches spot on this weekend. If you're new and subscribe to the channel, put on the notification bell. Anytime I release a video, you may be one of the lucky people to get notification. Without wasting much of your time, let's get into it one time. Yes, to begin, the Game Week 21 fixtures is between Burnley versus Luton Town. In Game Week 20, I was impressed with how Luton were able to hold Chelsea to a 3-2 loss, despite they lost the game, but I was impressed with their performance. And going into this Game Week 21, I'm predicting Luton Town to at least claim a point or even win all the 3 points in this game. I'm predicting Luton Town to Burnley 1. Yes, I'm moving on to the next game is between 10th on the league table versus 13th on the league table. It's a London Cracker derby. Chelsea versus Fulham. Going to this game, Fulham are just coming from a 2-1 victory over Arsenal, which was an impressive performance. Despite Chelsea also have been in a 3-win streak, and it's impressive. Chelsea going to this game at Stamford Bridge, I'm predicting a slight win over Fulham. Chelsea to Fulham 0. Oh yes, and moving on to the next game is between 9th on the league table against 3rd on the league table. Newcastle United versus Manchester City. Manchester City at the weekend, they got a 5-0 victory in the FA Cup fixture, and going to this game in Game 21, Kevin De Bruyne is back. I'm expecting Erling Haaland to also start this game. And we know what it is. Newcastle are in a mess at the moment. And going to this game, it's a straight win for Manchester City. I'm predicting Manchester City 3, Newcastle United 1. Oh yes, and moving on to the next game is between 17th on the league table versus 2nd on the league table. Everton versus Aston Villa. In Game 20, Aston Villa got a win and Everton lost their game. So going to this game in Game 21 is going to be a tough game for Everton, despite they were in a good form and until they lost in Game 20. But Aston Villa to this season, so far so good. They have impressed a lot. Aston Villa being 2nd on the league table tells you a whole lot. So going to this game, I'm not expecting Aston Villa to drop point. I'm predicting Aston Villa to Everton 1. Oh yes, and moving on to the next game is between Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur. In Game Week 20, Manchester United lost 2-1 against Nottingham Forest, and Tottenham Hotspur also got a win. And going to this Game Week 21, I'm predicting a straight draw. I'm predicting Manchester United to Tottenham Hotspur 2. Oh yes, and moving on to another London derby is between Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Despite Arsenal has been on a bad form of run, they've lost 3 straight games on a row, including their FA Cup loss against Liverpool. Going to this game in Game 21 will be a tough game for Crystal Palace, despite Arsenal hasn't been good in their previous game. But going to this game, I'm predicting a straight win for Arsenal. I'm predicting Arsenal 3, Crystal Palace 1. Yes, so moving on to the next game is between 15th on the league table versus 16th on the league table. Brentford versus Nottingham Forest. Brentford in their previous game hasn't been that impressive, despite they had a good start in this season. But I mean, at this point, they are struggling to pick up points. But going to this game against Nottingham Forest, who also in Game Week 20 got a win over Manchester United, is going to be a tough game for Brentford. But I'm predicting a slight win for Brentford. I'm predicting Brentford to Nottingham Forest 1. Oh yes, and moving on to the next game is between 20th on the league table against 6th on the league table. Sheffield United versus West Ham United. Going to this game, Sheffield United lost in Game Week 20, and West Ham also had a 0-0 draw against Brighton. Going to this game in game week 21 will be a tough game for Sheffield United, despite they are playing home. But I'm predicting a win for West Ham. I'm predicting West Ham United 2, Sheffield United 1. Oh yes, and moving on to the next game is between 12th on the league table against first on the league table, Bournemouth versus Liverpool. Bournemouth so far so good. They are on good form of run. They've won 3 or 5 straight games in the Premier League, and going to this game against Liverpool, the league leaders, is going to be another tough and exciting fixture to watch. Going to this game, despite Liverpool, Mohamed Salah has left for AFCON, so going to this game will be a tough game for Liverpool, but I think Liverpool have enough quality to get a win over Bournemouth. Going to this game, I'm predicting Liverpool 2, Bournemouth 0. Oh yes, moving on to the last game in game week 21 is between Brighton versus Wolves. 7th on the Premier League table against 11th on the Premier League table. So far so good. In game week 20, Brighton had a 0-0 draw against West Ham United, and Wolves also won their game. So going to this game will be a tough game, but I would like Wolves to pick up a point from this game. But the way Brighton are playing, all their key players who went on injury are back and they are performing. So going to this game, I'm predicting a straight win for Brighton. I'm predicting Brighton 3, Wolves 2. Yes, so these are my predictions for Premier League game week 21 coming on at this weekend. If you're new and subscribe to the channel, like this video. My like target for this video is just 200 likes. Like, comment your prediction, your thought at the comment section. Till we meet in another video. Bye bye for now.